Apple broke their own rule this year. The iPhone 18 Pro Max is arriving in September 2026, and there is no standard iPhone 18 coming with it. Not this fall. Apple is only releasing the Pro models in September. The base iPhone 18 doesn't exist until spring 2027, which means if you're watching this right now, every iPhone launching this fall costs over $1,000, and that decision changes everything about how you should think about this phone. But there's one specific upgrade in the 18 Pro Max buried in the spec sheet, ignored by almost every leak roundup, that I think is the actual reason to care this year. We'll get there. Hook version B. Picture this: you walk into an Apple store this September, you want a new iPhone, and every single option on that table starts at $999. Every new iPhone launching in fall 2026 has a price tag of $999 or more, because Apple deliberately held the affordable models back. No standard iPhone 18 on the shelf, not this year. That's not a rumor, that's the plan. And here's the thing, that decision tells you exactly what Apple thinks the iPhone 18 Pro Max is. It's not just a flagship, it's the only option for anyone who wants something new this fall. So the question isn't whether it's good. The question is it $1,199 good? And there's one feature coming to this phone that nobody in the leak community is actually explaining correctly. I'll show you exactly what I mean. But let me give you the full picture first. The iPhone 18 Pro Max launches September 2026 with Apple's first 2nm chip, variable aperture cameras, a smaller dynamic island, and a brand new in-house modem. I've gone through every credible leak, every supply chain report, every analyst note published this year, and I landed on a take that's different from what most of the tech press is running with, especially on one specific feature. One that sounds boring in a spec sheet, but will genuinely change how you use this phone every single day. Let's get into it. Okay, the chip, the iPhone 18 Pro Max runs on the A20 Pro, Apple's first chip ever built on a 2nm process, first 2nm mobile chip ever from anyone. Early estimates put the performance improvement at roughly 15% over the A19 Pro. Now, 15% sounds modest until you realize the A19 Pro was already destroying everything else on the market. 15% on top of that is not nothing. But here's what actually matters. The performance number isn't the story. The 2nm process means the chip is roughly 15% faster while using 30% less power, which is the real reason behind the rumored 2-day battery life and faster on-device AI. 30% less power consumption. That's the number that changes your daily life, not the benchmark score nobody looks at after day one. Think of it this way. If last year's chip was a car getting 30 miles per gallon, this chip gets 39, goes faster, and the engine is smaller. That's 2nm. Here's the one. The iPhone 18 Pro Max is expected to get a variable aperture lens on the main camera, meaning you can manually adjust how much light hits the sensor, giving you real control over exposure and depth of field. Read that again. Variable aperture on a phone. This is a feature that professional photographers pay thousands of dollars for on dedicated cameras. The ability to physically change the aperture, not simulate it in software, not fake it with portrait mode, actually change the opening of the lens. Wider apertures for low light performance, plus potentially new stacked image sensor technology for superior dynamic range are both reportedly being tested. This is the feature that every camera phone has been pretending to have for the last 5 years. Computational photography is incredible, but it's always been a workaround, a very smart workaround. But still, variable aperture is the real thing, and I'm not going to lie. And if this ships the way the leaks describe, this is the camera upgrade that makes the 18 Pro Max a legitimate argument against a mirrorless camera for casual creators. That's a sentence I didn't think I'd write in 2026. Okay. The dynamic island, Apple hasn't changed the dynamic island since the iPhone 14 Pro. 3 years of the same pill shape. Reports suggest Face ID components could move under the display. Apple is reportedly testing an under display microtransparent glass panel for some Face ID sensors. What this means practically, the most likely outcome is a smaller dynamic island with Face ID partially under the glass and a smaller pill cutout remaining in the center position, not gone, but visibly smaller. And honestly, that's probably the right move. The full under display camera situation is messy, and anyone who's used a Samsung Galaxy with an under display camera knows the image quality trade-off. Apple keeping the cutout small but moving the sensors underneath the glass is the kind of quiet engineering that Apple does well. Nobody notices it until they pick up the phone and think, why does this screen feel so much cleaner? That's the move. A major highlight of the 18 Pro Max is the shift to Apple's in-house C2 modem, the second generation custom 5G chip, promising better network stability, stronger signals, faster speeds, and reduced battery drain on 5G. And the big upgrade over the C1, the C2 brings mmWave support, which was missing on the first generation C1, plus improved efficiency compared to Qualcomm's modems. This matters more than it sounds. mmWave is the fast 5G. You're standing in a stadium and your phone actually works fast. The airport lounge speed fast. The C1 didn't have it. The C2 does, and there's one more thing about the C2 that nobody's really talking about yet. The C2 modem includes a privacy-focused limit precise location setting, meaning networks won't be able to pinpoint your exact address, only roughly the neighborhood you're in. That's a feature Apple is quietly building a moat around. Privacy as a hardware feature, not a marketing slide, actual silicon. And I think in 3 years, that's going to look like one of the smarter moves Apple made this decade. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Apple is splitting its iPhone 18 lineup. The expensive Pro and Fold models launch in fall 2026, and the affordable iPhone 18 and iPhone 18e aren't coming until spring 2027. This is the most significant structural change to Apple's iPhone calendar in years. And the reason matters. Alongside the Pro models, Apple is expected to unveil its first foldable iPhone in September 2026, and that device is widely expected to carry a price tag above $2,000. So here's what's actually happening. Apple is releasing its 3 most expensive phones in the same window: iPhone 18 Pro, iPhone 18 Pro Max, iPhone Fold, possibly $2,000 plus, and they remove the affordable option from the table entirely. If you were waiting for a budget iPhone this fall and you're waiting until spring, if you typically bought the standard model to stay current, you're either paying Pro prices or you're waiting 6 more months. That's not an accident. That's a strategy. And honestly, it's kind of a bold one. 2 things that are getting buried under all the chip and camera talk. The display. Screen sizes stay consistent at 6.3 and 6.9 inches, but reports suggest a massive jump in brightness, with Apple reportedly targeting unprecedentedly high brightness levels that at least one supplier is reportedly struggling to hit. Apple is chasing brightness numbers so high that their own supply chain is having trouble keeping up. That's either a sign of genuine ambition or a very stressed supplier, possibly both. And iOS 27, the iPhone 18 Pro Max launches with iOS 27 out of the box, the new operating system bringing liquid glass refinements and a major context-aware Siri update. According to reports, Siri may get a standalone app, and the new engine powering it may be a custom Gemini large language model. Apple running Google's AI model inside Siri. I need a moment with that one. The company that spent 3 years telling us their on-device AI was the future may ship with a Google large language model under the hood. I'm not judging the decision. I'm just saying that's a sentence that would have gotten you laughed out of an Apple earnings call in 2023. Things change fast. So, the iPhone 18 Pro Max, September 2026. Here's where I land. The 2 nanometer A20 Pro chip delivers roughly 15% faster performance alongside 30% improved efficiency. And that efficiency is what actually powers the battery life improvements. The variable aperture camera is genuinely the most exciting physical camera upgrade a phone has had in years. The C2 modem with mmWave finally completes Apple's break from Qualcomm, and the dynamic island is finally getting smaller. Who should buy this? If you're on an iPhone 15 Pro Max or older, this is the easiest upgrade decision you'll make. If you're on a 16 Pro Max, honestly, wait and see how the camera actually performs in the real world. The variable aperture is compelling on paper. Real world results will tell the story. If you're on a 17 Pro Max, come on, you just bought it, put the phone down, go outside. Dark cherry is the new color for the 2026 iPhone Pro, replacing cosmic orange from last year. And I won't pretend that's not a factor. Dark cherry with the titanium frame, that's a beautiful phone. One thing I'll be watching closely when this actually ships, does the variable aperture actually perform as advertised in low light, or does Apple's computational layer do most of the heavy lifting anyway and make the mechanical aperture a premium spec that mostly exists in the brochure? That's the real test. I'll have that answer in September.